The latest CBS News and New York Times poll among 1,385 adults shows 54% of the Democrats favor Senator Edward Kennedy in the race for president, with 20% supporting President Carter. Among Republicans, 37% chose Ronald Reagan. 15% preferred John Connally. Survey consultant Dr. Kathleen Frankovic says the poll turned up a surprise.
We asked people what they thought was most important for a president, to be very honest and fair, to have strong qualities of leadership, or to favor policies that they thought were good, that the respondents thought were good. The most shocking finding in this...
The authority to impose gasoline rationing. John Bohannon, CBS News.
The CBS Radio Mystery Theater presents... Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. It's an inescapable fact that the ogre of fear threatens all of our lives. And today, more and more, actual, ever-present physical fear, especially among older people. On dark streets, the empty halls of large buildings, the automatic elevators, it clutches and tugs at the heart till at last the door to home is opened and locked shut. But supposing you have only locked fear inside with you, that the last refuge of home does not mean safety.
How long do you think you can keep this up?
Till I can make arrangements to pass to safety.
Then you will leave us alone.
Then, mademoiselle, I will have no further use for either of you.
Our mystery drama, The Terrorist, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Ian Martin and stars Jada Rowland and Russell Horton. I'll be back shortly with Act One.
Thursday's A Night to Remember on CBS television. 3 great shows back again, back to back. We're looking good, starting with The Waltons. The year is 1943 on Walton's Mountain. You'll want to share the heartwarming stories of love and sacrifice as World War II brings growth and change to America's favorite families. Next, the exotic beauty of Hawaii's tropical paradise is the setting for volcanic adventure and heart-stopping action with Jack Lord and an exciting new Hawaii Five-0 team. Then, Buddy Ebsen as Barnaby Jones, teamed up for a new season of suspense and drama with Betty and J.R. Barnaby Jones, the private eye who's easygoing on the outside while he fights to put the bad guys on the inside. Thursdays are A Night to Remember this fall on CBS television.
In just 15 years, Polk Brothers has seen the microwave oven go from almost a novelty to a virtual necessity in Chicagoland homes. With moms so busy, instant cooking is a must. Our famous brand name microwave manufacturers, Amana, General Electric, Hotpoint, Litton, Magic Chef, Panasonic, Quasar, Caloric, Tap, and Whirlpool, have created countertop models, gas and electric combinations, with fantastic automatic controls which keep tabs on everything from the cooking to the time and date. And nowhere in the world but Polk Brothers can you see and compare side by side as many models of microwave ovens. Polk priced as low as $179, less a Polk trade-in. And with any microwave you buy at Polk Brothers, you get a rare gift. Your free copy of Wally Phillips' new book, The Wally Phillips People Book. It's the $7.95 hardcover edition. A Polk Brothers gift to you with most major purchases. Only one to a family, though. Buy where the builders and apartment owners buy. Polk Brothers. Nightly till 10, Sundays till 6.
There's a little town in Turkey called Chesme, in a colorful bay off the Aegean Sea. Some 15 miles away, the Greek island of Chios lies, mountainous, and even on the best days, half obscured by drifting rain clouds. In the summers, the vacationers stream in from Izmir, from Istanbul, and on charter flights till the town bulges to a population of 50,000. But by October, most of them are gone, and Chesme recedes to its regular population of 2,000 or so, to be forgotten till the summer rolls round again. This is where our story begins.
Harik, what? Who is it? Are you alone? Yes, but then I am coming aboard. Not till I know who you... Poland. Shut up, you fool. I said no names. But we are alone. You never can be sure. Can we go below? What are you doing here? If you were recognized, are you out of your mind? I am not out of my mind. And if we get out of the night, who can recognize me? Now take me below. Oh. A gun? To your own brother? My brothers are only those who recognize the cause. Would you turn your back on Allah? No. You know where I stand. I thought I did. Make me sure, my brother Harik. And to give me sanctuary. I'll open the hatch. Don't turn on any lights. How many steps? 4. I'll find my way down. Have you food? I have not eaten for 2 days. The boat is not stocked. I don't know what is in the icebox. I doubt if there is anything. Oh, wait. Some goat cheese? Oh, some pita bread. Anything. Give me. Here. It will serve. And to drink. A little Greek raisin? No. Wait a minute. I have a bottle of raki. A feast fit for a king, or a pasha. If I weren't so hungry and thirsty, I would spit the wine overboard. If you were a better Muslim, you wouldn't drink. Better Muslim? Where is there one better? Am I not a veteran of 100 terrorist attacks? Have I not struck again and again? Have I not almost single-handed broken up the new attempt to sell a shot in Cyprus? Killing the American peace envoy in Athens with half his staff. They were traitors to our cause. They deserved to die. I have no regrets. You should have won. What? You were recognized. The whole Western world is after you. Where do you run and hide? I need your help for that. For the moment. I can't help you. There is no money for you to run, no place to hide. Why not right here? Here? I do not own this boat, this house. Who does? An old American lady. She lives here. She has retired. Why chase me? Why Turkey? Is she Muslim? No. She is a writer of books. And she has rheumatism, what the Americans call arthritis in the joints. The hot mud baths at Sifni help her. She goes there every day. You drive her? Sometimes. Other times she is driven by her niece, a young American girl who is her companion secretary. And there is no one else in the house? By day, a cook from the village and a woman to clean and wash. But how did you find me here? Oh, we have our ways through the organization. If you were found here, Bülent, they would take me to jail with you. I don't intend to be found, Harik, little brother coward. Now, where do I hold up? Here? On this boat? No. She likes to go sailing and to fish. She? The old lady. She cannot be so old then. Oh, she is old. But she is tough. What is her name? Madame Grace Carling. There is a husband? No. He is dead a long time, I think. She is rich. Every week a check comes. Sometimes I have taken it to the bank for her. How much? Don't tell me you didn't look. I looked more than once. The same amount. How much? 1,000. 4,000 a month. And in her desk there are bank books for over $200,000. She is very rich. Yes. Here is the place to hide out. No, Bülent, please. I have a good job. It is easy. She pays me well. She will pay you better, and me and the cause. Before we are finished, Harik. You don't mean to kill her? Has she many friends, this lady? No. She knows no one. Most of the time she writes. Sometimes she fishes or sails. Does she get much mail?
From the bank and from her, how do you call it, the people who print her books?
Her publisher, yeah.
Yes.
Even better. Yes, I think Allah is smiling on us. We will go visit the lady whom Allah has provided to give me sanctuary.
Come in, Jane. Oh, it's you, Halik. What can I do for you?
Are you alone, madam?
Obviously.
Where is Mademoiselle Jane?
She went for a walk, I think. Why? You sound very strange for some reason, Halik.
I am sorry, madam. Truly, I am sorry, but I want to introduce my brother.
Your brother? Well, of course, but couldn't we pick a better time? I was just about ready to go to bed.
Oh, I won't keep you long, Madame Carling. That is from going to bed.
I don't understand you, and I don't believe I invited you into my room.
Ah, you didn't have to. I invited myself in. To your room and to your house.
I beg your pardon.
You have a guest, Madame Carling. Allow me to introduce myself.
You don't have to. I know who you are.
Of course. I am Harik's brother, Bülent Yaman.
No, you are not. You're Saladin the Butcher. I read the papers. It would be hard to forget your face.
You flatter me, madam.
On the contrary, I despise you. You are a cold-blooded murderer. I don't want you here.
Ah, you have no choice.
Leave my house. Already you have filled it with the stench of death and decay.
Ah, bravo, you are a writer. Such brave words.
Get out.
When I am ready.
Halik, get this man out of here.
I am sorry, madam. He is, after all, my brother.
Then I am sorry for you.
Why, you hold.
Please.
Madame, do not tempt me too far. I am a dangerous man to cross.
I am not afraid of you, Saladin the Butcher.
If you mention that name once again, I will break your arm.
Please do not provoke him, madam. He means it.
My cover name of Saladin I bear proudly. But you may call me by my real name, Bülent Yaman.
I won't call you anything. I am waiting for you to leave.
But I am not going to leave. I told you I shall be your guest for a while.
And I told you I won't have you in this house.
You will have me for as long as I care to stay.
I shall report you to the police.
You won't have the opportunity. From now on, I am the master in this house.
Oh, put your pistol away. Do you think you can scare an old lady like me?
Oh, yes.
I have very few years left to live. Life is not that precious to me.
There is a young lady living here also. I think perhaps your niece.
What about her?
I was only thinking that if she were threatened, you...
I'm back, Aunt Grace. I'll be right in.
Harik, take care of the girl.
No, don't hurt her.
Get up. Go, Harik.
Yes, Bülent.
You see, Madame Carling, if you behave and follow orders, nothing unpleasant will happen to your niece. But if you don't... But then I'm sure you are intelligent enough to realize you have no choice.
What is it, Halik? Why are you stopping me? I want to see Mrs. Carling.
Not possible at the moment, Mademoiselle Jane.
Why on earth not?
She has a visitor.
Someone from the publishing firm, her editor?
No,
Then who? I think I should be with her.
not yet.
How dare you keep me from going to
I
her?
am sorry, it is not in my hand.
What are you talking about?
It would be better, perhaps, if I explained that. Harik, what's the old woman?
Who are you?
Harik.
Yes.
Introduce me.
Oh, I am sorry. Mistress, this is my brother, Bülent Yaman.
How do you do, Mr. Yaman?
Merhaba, mademoiselle. Harik, the old woman.
Yes, Bülent.
You are going to explain something to me, Mr. Yaman?
Ah, yes. I am going to become a guest here for a certain length of time, but I don't want anyone to know that I am here.
Well, that's something I can't discuss. My aunt is the one to
Madame Carling and I have already come to, what shall I say, to an accommodation. I hope you will agree.
I'll have to talk it over with my aunt, of course, but...
There will be no buts. You may talk to your aunt all you please, but you will accept the situation without question. If you do as you are told, there will be no trouble.
I don't like your attitude. Who are you to tell...
Yes, mademoiselle, you were saying...
Now that I see you in the light, you're not Armand.
As far as you and your aunt are concerned, I am nobody but Khalid's brother. No, further than that, I am no one, a non-person. I do not exist until I am gone.
And when will that be?
When I am ready and the time is right.
What do you expect us to do? Stay locked up here as if we were in jail?
By no means. You may come and go as you please.
That's silly. How could you trust us under the circumstances?
Because one or other of you would be here with me, one first step, and at least one of you would be dead. Do you believe me?
I believe you. But you can't just make us prisoners, have us disappear.
Why? Who would be looking for you?
Well, for me, no one, but my aunt, her editors, her bankers,
There will be no problem. Everything will go along just as it has. Your aunt must write and send in her pages. You will continue her correspondence, go to the bank, continue as usual.
But how long do you think you can keep this up?
Till I can make my arrangements to pass to safety.
Then you will leave us alone?
Then, mademoiselle, I will have no further use for either of you.
So simply, so easily, it could happen. An intruder, his authority, not only the gun, but lack of any morals. A man who once, when he was through with us and our usefulness was done, would not hesitate to dispose of us as casually as a burnt-out cigarette. I shall return shortly with Act Two.
And now, Kava Class Food. 30 intellectual seconds of coffee drinking pleasure with smooth and friendly Kava Instant Coffee. The great tasting coffee that's 90% acid neutralized. Kava is good news for us smart guys who are sometimes bothered by ordinary coffee. Because acid neutralized Kava means less acid in the cup. So graduate to the smooth coffee. Have a cup of 90% acid neutralized. Try Kava, the smooth and friendly coffee.
Do you have a sight problem that prevents you from reading? Hello, this is Steve Allen with news about Choice Magazine Listening, a free service of the nonprofit Lucerna Fund. 6 times yearly, Choice Magazine Listening brings you, on phonograph records, 8 hours of selections from leading magazines. For information about a free subscription, write Listening, Box 10, Port Washington, New York, 11050. Remember, it's free. So write Listening, Box 10, Port Washington, New York, 11050.
Cry for the children, cry for them all. Kindness is all we have to share. Cry for the hungry, answer their call. So many lives depend on care. It's time to cherish one another like a good book said. Reach out and help your brother, his kids need to be fed. Join in and cry for the children, cry for them all. Reach out and help today through care.
Please send your check or money order to CARE, Crusade for Children Overseas, Box 576, New York 10016.
It's that time again. It's trade-in time at Polk Brothers. Time to trade in your old vacuum cleaner now on a brand new Hoover Upright, complete with above-the-floor attachments, priced the low Polk way at $79.79. Even less with your trade-in. Plus, take advantage of one of 3 Polk bonuses with your purchase. Your choice of the new Wally Phillips People Book, just full of Wally's humor and wit. Free. Or the outstanding Ann Landers hardcover encyclopedia, A to Z, answers all the questions every family wants to know, and it's free. Or the Toro Edger Weeder Trimmer. It's a $49.95 value for only $10 with your Hoover purchase. Visit your nearest Polk Brothers shopping center today. Get this upright Hoover vacuum cleaner, complete with attachments, for only $79.79. And don't miss out on this outstanding Hoover sale and your choice of a Polk Brothers bonus. You can charge your purchase with Visa, MasterCharge, or Polk's revolving charge plan. All Polk Brothers centers are open nightly till 10, Sundays till 6, for your family shopping convenience.
The best laid schemes, the fly in the ointment, the unexpected. How many dreams of glory, immaculately planned battles, intricately plotted revolutions have stumbled on the simplest of accidents or the slightest coincidence. An old woman and her niece are under the threat of death and disaster in a remote part of Turkey, while 4,000 miles away in one of New York's most visible restaurants, an old man and a young one meet casually for lunch.
Steve, you like some more coffee?
No thanks, Uncle Ben. What a lunch.
It's one of the few decent restaurants left in New York, I think.
Yeah, if you can afford it.
Well, thank heavens for the expense account. An investment in the future. You are planning to write a book for me one of these days, aren't you?
The great American novel?
I'll settle for a bestseller.
Well, I'm not liable to drum one up for you out of archaeology.
Oh, I don't know. The King James Bible has a pretty fair sale record. So, where's my favorite nephew off to this time?
You mean your only one? Ephesus.
Greece again, huh?
Uncle Ben, your slip is showing. A senior editor of Holden and Strait. Ephesus is in Turkey.
Oh, yes, of course. Ephes, that's the Turkish name, isn't it?
Right.
On the old map, that would be Asia Minor, right?
But now you're showing off, yeah.
No. I have an ulterior purpose. That's near Izmir, isn't it?
Yeah, about 50 miles or so.
Well, then you'd be near Chesme.
Chesme? What's that?
Huh? Oh, it's some little town along the coast in that area. I have a client living there.
Don't tell me he's writing a history of the Greco-Turkish War.
Oh, first of all, it's a she, and secondly, she believes in making love, not war.
Who?
Grace Carling.
I still say, who?
Oh, yes, you wouldn't know her, I suppose. Although she's one of the mainstays of our firm. She writes historical romances, hardcover and paperback. Oh, I'd hate to speculate how many million books she's sold for us over the years. I wonder... Steve, how'd you like to do me a favor?
You've only to ask.
Well, I've known Grace all my life. Well, not well. She's a very private person, but Jack, her husband, was a very close friend of mine.
Was?
He died about 5 years ago. Oh, it devastated Grace. For nearly 2 years, she didn't write a word. And this, mark you, was a woman who used to turn out 2 to 3 books a year without even turning a hair. Damn good ones, too. But when Jack died, she sort of dried up. She got to wanderlust or started running from herself. I don't know. Then I started to get manuscripts again from all over the world. Hong Kong, Cape Town, Madrid, Rome, Athens, you name it. And finally, about a year ago, they started to come from this little place, Chesme, along with a letter that she'd found a place to settle in and to be at peace with herself at last.
But for some reason you're concerned about her?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that...
No, not for any reason. It's just a hunch.
Well, what, Uncle Ben?
Well, the last month or so, I've been receiving the last pages of a new book from her, along with occasional notes. And reading them, I have this feeling that there's something wrong over there, Steve. I don't know what. I can read it between the lines. Look, would it be too much to ask you to drop by and see Grace for me? Just casually, you know. See how she is, if she's well, or if perhaps she needs medical help, or at least how she's living.
I'll be glad to, Uncle. I'll do it before I even go to Ephesus. I'm picking up a car in Izmir, and if you give me Mrs. Carling's address, I'll drive over as soon as I can get there and pay her your regards.
I don't seriously think she's in any trouble, but she is a very old lady.
Jane, I thought you'd never come. Where are they?
Halik just brought the mail. They're busy with that.
Where do they think I am?
I told them I was taking up a lunch tray to you.
Good. We have a chance to escape at last. You cast off while I start the motor. Father, come on. You always start like a dream.
Planning to leave for somewhere, Mrs. Carling?
If I could get away from you, butcher, yes.
I have told you the name is Bulent Yaman. Just a gentle reminder that nothing is done here except by my orders. Next time I shall not be so gentle. Harik, take the girl back to the house.
Oh, if only I were a man.
It would not hurt. Even a man can't start an engine from which the distributor cap has been removed.
I didn't mean that. I meant you.
Even that wouldn't help. I have the weapons and you have none. Might makes right, no?
No. It only gives you the upper hand.
That is all I need. And speaking of hand, shall we go up to the house? I need your signatures.
For what?
The weekly bank draft, some checks, bills, and so on.
Suppose I refuse.
We have been going through this foolishness for nearly 6 weeks now. Do you want me to hurt your niece as I had to do once before?
No. No, let the child be.
Then cooperate with me. Now, shall we go to the house? Let me help you ashore.
How long is this going to last?
Oh, not too much longer, Madam Carling. My organization is sending a small warboat to bring me to safety among my own. You should be relieved of my company very shortly.
Forever, I hope.
Oh, I assure you, Mrs. Carling, when you and I and your niece part, it will be forever.
Halik,
Yes, Mademoiselle Jean.
how long is this going to go on?
I don't know.
She's an old lady, you know. She can't take this kind of pressure much longer. I can't take it myself.
I am sorry. Truly, I am.
I can't believe you'd turn on us like this. After all Mrs. Carling, my aunt, has done for you. And I thought, well, you never made any secret about your feeling about me.
I still feel the same way.
You couldn't and let this happen.
You don't understand. He is my brother. In blood.
You mean you're a terrorist, too?
I did not mean that kind of blood. I meant he is of my family.
Whatever he is, his hands are stained with blood, and you are afraid of him.
Yes, Mademoiselle Jean.
If you would help us to escape, or bring the police, you wouldn't have to be afraid anymore.
You think so? He would hunt me down, or have me hunted down.
Your own brother?
The cause comes first. If I betrayed him, I would be already dead, only waiting for which way it would come.
But, Halik, I'm sure we could arrange.
Don't let him hear you.
Hurry. Who is that at the door?
A man. He looks like a foreigner, an American, perhaps.
What is he doing here?
Oh, I don't know, Bulent.
If you are responsible, Mademoiselle Travis, it will not be good for you.
I don't know who he is. I don't know
For
anything.
your sake, it had better be the truth.
Perhaps he will go away.
He does not seem he wants to. Here, take this key. I have locked the old lady in a room. Go in and guard her.
Yes, Bulent.
Make sure she is quiet.
David, I will.
You, Jane, answer the door.
What do I say to him?
Whatever you do, remember, I am behind the door with a gun. One mistake could mean both your lives. Just get rid of him.
I'll try.
You had better succeed. Go on.
Yes?
How do you do? I'm, Stephen Papp.
Am I supposed to know you?
No. My uncle, Benjamin Holden, he's senior editor for Horton and Strait, the publishers. Oh, one of his clients is the lady I'm looking for, Mrs. Grace Carling.
If you have a message for her, I could take it.
Well, there's no message exactly. My uncle asked for me to see her and talk to her personally.
Oh, I see.
Well, are you her secretary?
Yes, but I'm also her niece.
Oh, at least we have that much in common. Hi, niece.
Hi, nephew.
Can I see Mrs. Carling?
Well, she,
I mean, there's nothing wrong with her. She's not ill or anything.
Oh, no.
See, Uncle Ben was worried about her.
Why? Hasn't he been getting the pages she sent and her notes?
Oh, yes, but something about them... I don't know. He knew I was going to be nearby, and he asked me to stop in and see her. Can I, Miss... I'm afraid I don't know your name.
Oh, it's Jane. Jane Travis. And you said Stephen Papp?
Well, Steve, yeah. And Pap for short, too. It's really Papadopoulos. My mother was Uncle Ben's sister, and she married a real all-out guy who was Greek, but brought up in Turkey. Small world department. Hey, could I come in?
Steve, I mean, Mr. Papp, would you mind waiting outside just a minute? I'll have to ask my aunt.
Why didn't you get rid of him?
How could I?
It does not matter. The damage is done now. There is only one thing to do.
What?
He must see Madame Carling. And she must convince him that everything is all right. But I warn you, Mademoiselle Jane, both you and Madame Carling had better be successful, or I will wipe him out. I am too close to my own freedom to worry about anyone else. But you must see him, Madame.
And I tell you, I refuse.
You cannot refuse. It is an order.
And if I don't obey, what will you do? Hurt me? Or Jane? I don't think so. Not while he's standing right outside the door. Please let the boy go. He's not involved in this.
I'm afraid he is. Now, Madame Carling, in the next few days we shall be saying goodbye. I will be leaving here for complete safety. But until then, nothing, do you hear me? Nothing must interfere with my plans.
Very well. Bring him in. I will attempt to assure him that everything is all right.
You had better for his sake as well as your own. And one more thing, Madame. Do not try any tricks. I shall be listening beyond the door. One false move and... Well, you know that I am desperate enough to stop at nothing.
The object of a suspense story is to draw the wire tighter and even tighter. Will Steve Papp be the means of saving two embattled women from the threat of a man without principle, or will he, too, be sucked into the mouth of danger? I shall return shortly with Act 3.
A message from the CBS television network. Harry Truman said it best, the buck stops here. The American presidency has been called the world's toughest job. Covering it's a non-stop challenge. That's why the president doesn't make a move without Robert Pierpoint, Leslie Stahl, and Lee Thornton. CBS News White House team, Washington, or anywhere around the world. Cronkite and Company, only on the CBS Evening News.
There's a laxative medicine you should know about. X-Lax pills. Overnight, X-Lax pills gently stimulate your system's own natural rhythm. In the morning, your system takes it from there, comfortably. That's the difference. Because X-Lax pills stimulate your system's own natural rhythm. For occasional use, only as directed.
Now, a powerful anti-itch drug you can buy without a prescription. Bicozine Cream, medical formula for itching. Powerful, use as directed. Bicozine Cream.
If you're paying more for your car insurance than you can handle, listen here. Comparison shopping pays off. Arco American has been doing just that for thousands of Chicagoland motorists. Arco American has the time and the knowledge to shop for you. Everyday qualified buyers receive fantastic savings. As a matter of fact, the February 1979 issue of Family Circle magazine points out dramatically in their feature article on deflating your car insurance costs that there may be as much as 30% or more more difference in cost for identical auto insurance policies. You definitely save if you shop. They repeat, Arco American has the time and the knowledge to shop for you. Call the S9 4677 for your free phone quotation. The savings could add up to hundreds of dollars for you. Here's that number again, the S9 4677. Insurance plans are available with a low down payment and easy monthly installments. Shop and save money with Arco American. Call the S9 4677. This is News Radio 78, WBBM, Chicago.
The intricate balance of prisoner and jailer has now been rearranged. Bulent Yemen, because he can be so easily recognized, must be hidden together with Jane, while Halik brings Steve Papp to meet Grace Carling. But no sooner has he brought Steve in to meet her than Bulent is monitoring them with a gun. His whole future resting on how well Grace plays her part, and how satisfied Steve is that everything is normal.
How nice to meet you after all these years, Mr. Papp.
I think that really ought to be my line.
I don't think an old lady, no matter how many words she may have created, is that important.
You are to my Uncle Ben.
Not nearly as important as you are. You're the son he never had.
Well, I'd like to feel he thinks of me that way.
He does. Tell me, Stephen, what on earth are you doing in Chesney?
Oh, it isn't very complicated. I don't know if Uncle Ben told you. My field is archaeology.
Oh, well, indeed he did.
So I'm on vacation, and I wanted to spend it at Ephesus for some archaeological research. When Uncle Ben heard that, he said that you were in the neighborhood and asked me to drop by to say hello.
Oh, how nice of you to do so.
Uncle Ben, well, he seemed a bit worried about you.
Your Uncle Ben has always been a bit worried about me. He's a very old-fashioned gentleman who is never ready to admit that women are the stronger sex.
Don't you ever believe it. Why do you think he was scared ever to get married?
Well, at all events, you can see that I am flourishing, healthy, and have no problems.
If you tell me so.
The only real problem I have is that I'm up against a deadline, and I cannot be a gracious hostess because I have so many pages to finish and get off to your uncle. You know what a hard taskmaster he is.
Yes, I must admit that.
And you must understand how in debt I am to the firm and how I must work every minute to repay them. I'm really trapped here until I dig myself out.
Oh, I hadn't realized.
When you get a chance, talk to your uncle about it. He'll understand just what I'm saying. You can tell him I've never asked for help, but now's when I need it. Now, you must run along and let me get back to work.
Yeah, I'll do that. And I'll be in touch with my uncle right away to let him know what shape you're in.
You do that, Stephen. Goodbye.
Would you give me the overseas operator, please? Thank you. In debt to the firm? Grace Carling? It has to be a signal, but what kind... overseas operator? I want to make a person-to-person call to a Mr. Benjamin Holden in the United States. Yeah, that's right. The number... What the...
Just be very quiet, Mr. Papp. I don't want to use this gun.
How'd you get in my hotel room?
When you are being followed, you should be more careful about closing doors behind you.
Who are you?
My name does not matter. Come on.
Where are we going? I have a phone call.
Oh, no, Mr. Papadopoulos. No phone calls.
How do you know my real name?
I overheard you tell it to a certain young lady.
Wait a minute.
Just move very carefully and slow.
I just wanted to look at you.
You will see me when I get you back to see Mrs. Carling.
To see Mrs. Carling?
Yes, move.
Now, just a minute,
Not even
pal.
a second. I tell you again, move. And if you don't, I would not hesitate to use the gun or the knife, which is quieter.
What is all this?
You will find out when it is time to tell you. Now, for the last time, move! I do not have time to explain. You are simply unfortunate enough to be involved.
But how can I be involved when I don't know what's going on?
Oh, don't act so innocent. Madame Carling should write spy stories instead of romances, and she might be a little more clever with her little tricks, don't you think?
I don't know what you mean.
I'm in debt to the firm. I am trapped here. I have never asked for help, but now is when I need it.
Mrs. Carling was talking about financial matters.
I was foolish enough to let you get out of the house. She was trying to signal you that she is a prisoner here. Well, for her pains, now you are one too.
But why?
It is not good for a young man, even an archaeologist, to live only in the past. Lock him up with a girl, Harik, and stand guard. I have a lot of work to do.
Okay. In here. Move.
Mr. Pop! Halik, why did you have to drag him into this?
He brought himself in.
How?
Ask him yourself. I'm sure he has plenty of questions to ask you.
Halik, it's not going to work. You know it. The longer it goes on, the more...
It will not be longer. It will be over by tomorrow night, and you will be free. I promise you.
I know you don't want to be doing this, Halik.
I am doing what I must do. Now, no more talk.
Oh, Steve. I'm sorry you're here. But I'm so glad. I'm so scared. I'm about ready to fall apart.
So, for 6 weeks, this louse has been living here and keeping you prisoners?
That's right.
Now, you're sure he's this Saladin guy?
Didn't you recognize him?
It was dark in the hall. I couldn't see him that clearly.
He's been hiding out here ever since that terrible thing in Athens where the envoy was killed and all those people hurt.
How can he get away with it?
It's quite simple. He's bled Aunt Grace white. He forces her to sign over all the money that comes to her. And he's made her continue writing and keeping up all her normal correspondence to America so no one could suspect.
Only my Uncle Ben did.
Why didn't he tell the police or the army or something?
Come on, Jane. He couldn't have had any idea it was anything this bad. He just guessed your aunt wasn't acting quite like herself. But Buland can't expect to keep this up forever.
Oh, no, I've heard something about a gunboat coming to smuggle him out of the country. He says when that happens, we won't have to worry about him anymore.
In a pig's eye. He can't take any chances with any of us now.
What do you mean?
He's blown his cover. You, Mrs. Carling, now me. We all know who he really is. He's no longer the mighty Saladin the Butcher, figure of mystery.
But he isn't anyway. That photographer got a picture of him.
Now, you could change his looks, Jane, grow a beard, plastic surgery, shave his head, whatever. But once his true identity is known, he can't change that. He's got to keep it secret.
What are you trying to say, Steve?
That he's right. We won't have to worry about him anymore. Because he won't have to worry about us. The moment he takes off from here, we're dead pigeons. All 3 of us.
Oh, I knew it. I just didn't want to face it. Oh, Lord. I'm sorry I got you into this.
Oh, never mind that. Let's concentrate on how we're going to get out of it before it's too late.
Who is it?
It's me, Halik.
You should be guarding our prisoners.
They're safely locked in. What are you doing here?
Preparing for our escape.
We're leaving on Madame Carling's boat?
Of course not. We leave on the gunboat. But our prisoners are leaving on this one.
What?
I have been preparing it for them.
I don't understand.
Oh, I travel light carrying my brother, but never without some plastic explosive. One never knows when one may need it.
You put some aboard?
In the bilge, just below the engine, on a short fuse. A fuse you will activate at the same time as you start the engine to help our prisoners escape.
Escape?
Come back to the house and I will explain it to you. I don't like to leave them alone. Nothing must upset our plans now.
That's no good. The windows are bolted shut from the outside.
We could break the glass.
It's too small to crawl through the...
Shh. What is it?
They're back in the house. They're next door. Is there a glass here?
What kind of glass?
A drinking glass.
Yes, they gave me one with dinner. Here.
It has water in it. And wait.
You're so thirsty?
I just wanted to empty it now. Shh.
What are you doing?
See if I can hear what they're saying.
Can you hear?
Yes. They're talking Turkish.
Oh, and what good is it?
I told you my father was brought up in Turkey. Now, let me see how much I can get. Mademoiselle Travis.
What is it?
Shh. The gunboat is here for us, but I must help you to escape.
Well, if you're leaving, why must we escape?
Shh. Keep your voice down. If you don't, my brother will have you killed. Your only chance is to take the boat and run for it.
But we can't. My aunt tried to start the boat and you had taken the distributor head.
I have it here.
Why are you doing this for us?
I don't want you to be killed. I want you to get away. Come. The madame is waiting for us. It is your only chance. Get on board.
You first. We'll follow.
Very well. I'll just...
Steve, did you kill him?
No. He's just knocked out. Get your aunt on board and stand by to cast off once I get the engine ready.
You're sure, young man, that you're not going to blow us all up?
Not without a fuse.
But the explosive...
It's inert. It needs a real boost to set it off. Oh, okay, Jane. Cast off and come aboard. I'm starting her up.
All aboard.
And here we go.
Bullet! They've escaped!
Damn. Didn't hit him hard enough. Now we're going to have to make a run for it.
They're gaining on us.
Yeah, I know. Did you inflate the life raft?
Yes, Aunt Grace is standing by, ready to throw it over.
Fine.
What are you doing?
Lighting the fuse that Holly planned to use on us. Just turning the tables. Now listen. I'm going to slow down long enough for you and your aunt to get the raft over and both of you into it. Off the port side where they can't see you.
What are you going to do?
Speed up long enough to get them where I want them. Now, go on. I'm going to cut the engines. You cast off in the raft, Jane?
Yes, we're all right.
Okay. Then here goes nothing.
Look on the path, you can't get away.
That's what you think.
Who?
Not me. I'm bailing out.
Quite understand, Steve. Explain it to me.
Well, since I'm going to have to explain this to the Greek Navy boat that picked us up, maybe I could use some practice. Once I got you two girls off on the raft, I lit that fuse and I was riding a time bomb. The trick was to get myself off at the right moment, just before I sent our boat ramming into Bulent's boat.
So you blew that obscene terrorist to Kingdom Come.
Oh, I hope not, Mrs. Carling. I'd like to think better of poetic justice. I hope I blew him straight to hell.
I don't think there's any better statement that could close this story. It's hard to think of anyone who can be an apologist for a terrorist, even those who support his cause. The slaughter of innocent people cannot be accepted by any civilized government or religion. As they sow, so shall they reap. I'll be back shortly. Children, we take them for granted. We shouldn't, for they are the future of the world. But not all children are happy. Some are refugees from a war they never made. Others are young people in trouble with the law. To them, too, the world is an alien place, something to defend against, whatever the cost. Still others are abused, or hungry, or just in need of some understanding. Because all these children represent our future, 1979 has been designated the International Year of the Child. Your American Red Cross joins organizations in 118 nations in urging you to do something this year in your community to help your children and children everywhere. To find out what we're doing and how you can help, contact your Red Cross chapter.
When you step into Polk Brothers television department, your eyes go wild. Hundreds of brand new, brand name 1980 models turned on and operating. You'll see the name Sony on portables, consoles, black and white and beautiful color. Sony video tape recorders, the Sony Betamax video cassette recorder. Polk Brothers has all the newest Sony models ready for you now, like the new 1980 26-inch console color TV. It's the redesigned Lifestyle series with a host of brand new features. What's more, it's Polk priced with a Polk trade-in allowance now while it's new. And with your Sony, a Polk Brothers free gift that's also brand new. A $7.95 hardcover edition of Wally Phillips' new book, The Wally Phillips People Book. They're scarce, so only one to a family, please. And you get a free copy of his book with your purchase of any Sony TV, black and white or color, at all Polk Brothers family stores. Weeknights till 10, Sundays till 6.
Grace Carling is still turning out her novels, from Florida now. And her editor has few worries about her. She lives with her niece Jane and his nephew Stephen, who, since they've been married, shuttles between his new diggings in Belize and the special Florida Key, on which their two homes are built. Where Bulent and Halik and his fellow destructionists have gone depends on your view of life hereafter. Our cast included Russell Horton, Jada Rowland, Grace Matthews, and Ian Martin. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown. And now, a preview of our next tale.
Have you no idea, no concern about what you have already done to the atmosphere? You have polluted it with the residue from your atomic explosions and tests.
The incidence of radiation has been low.
The air is not yours alone. What you do on Earth affects life on other planets. On Zython, we have already been exposed to the after effects of particles released when an atom bomb is exploded. You have now endangered our lives.
It's hard for me to believe.
Accept it as a fact. You may be indifferent to life on other planets. We are not. If we cannot persuade you to use atomic power for peace, we will retaliate. And no one will be left on Earth to report it.
This is E.G. Marshall inviting you to return to our Mystery Theater for another adventure in the macabre. Until next time, pleasant dreams.
65, yeah, set it at 65. Ain't no joke.
Everybody's doing it this winter, setting thermostats at 65 because it's comfortable and you save energy and money. Everybody's talking about the energy crisis. Now we're doing something about it. 65 degrees. A public service message of the U.S. Department of Energy and this station.
This is News Radio 78 WBBM Chicago at the Tone 1 a.m. in Chicago.
CBS News. Masayoshi Ohira has been re-elected as Prime Minister of Japan in a showdown vote in the lower house of Parliament. This is John Bohannon reporting on the CBS radio network. Ohira faced a challenge from his party rival, Takeo Fukuda. The showdown came after both men failed to win a majority of votes in the Parliament in the first roll call vote. The lower house was reconvened for another vote, and the results gave the win to Ohira. The ruling Liberal Party had faced its worst crisis in its 24-year history after a major setback in the lower house election a month ago. More CBS News in a minute.
If you work or want to work in any of the places I'm about to mention, I have news for you about exciting career opportunities in Denver, Raleigh, Houston, New York City. I'm Ray McGruther, president of Durotest. We're America's largest manufacturers of specialized lighting for business and industry. Our sales have doubled in 10 years, and we need men and women in Contra Costa, California, Muncie, and New Orleans. Durotest will train you to be a lighting specialist and consultant. We offer high commissions, weekly bonuses, excellent benefits, and we're looking for steady, sincere people in Miami, Hartford, Cedar Rapids. Durotest is a pioneer in energy-conserving Watt-Saver bulbs, and we're looking for sales representatives all over America. For details, call us toll-free right now in the continental U.S. at 800-648-5000. That's 800-648-5000, except in Nevada. Durotest. Maybe we can light up your future.
Robert Strauss reportedly will resign as President Carter's special Mideast envoy to take full charge of the president's re-election campaign. The word came Monday night from a campaign source who asked not to be identified. The source also confirms that former Ambassador Saul Linowitz will take over Strauss's job as Mideast envoy. Officials of major oil companies are due in Providence, Rhode Island Tuesday with sealed bids for permission to drill for oil offshore in the Atlantic Ocean. More from Jerry Landy.
116 tracts, each roughly 9 miles square, are available for bidding. The tracts lie about 100 miles off the coast of Massachusetts and Rhode Island in some of the richest fishing waters in the world. Officials from the Department of Interior estimate oil companies will pay around $400 million into the general treasury of the United States for the right to sink exploratory wells in the tracts they win on Georgia's bank. They took in better than twice that 3 years ago for leases in the Baltimore Canyon to the south, off the Middle Atlantic states, because the geologists suggested potential deposits of oil and gas there were larger. It's a risky business. The oil companies have bored 19 times into the seabed of the Baltimore Canyon and have yet to make a commercial-sized strike. Jerry Landay, CBS News, Providence.
Iranian students are still holding about 60 Americans hostage in the U.S. Embassy in Tehran. White House Press Secretary Jody Powell is warning against any speculation that the administration is considering a military standby plan to rescue the Americans. On Monday, the State Department said the U.S. refuses to meet the students' demands that America send the exiled Shah back to Iran to face trial. He's in a New York City hospital recovering from surgery. Al Capp, the man who created Lil Abner and other residents of Dogpatch, USA, died Monday night at a hospital in Cambridge, Massachusetts. No word on the exact cause of his death. His cartoon strip was satirical and triggered criticism, especially during the anti-Vietnam War era of the 60s. On a lecture tour in July of 1969, Capp talked about campus unrest and said people ought to call it by its proper name.
When a gang of punks beat up an elderly man at Columbia, it's called campus unrest and they're sent to graduate school. Now, if they did the same thing in an alley, it'd be called mugging, and they'd be sent to jail. We don't need any new solutions for campus unrest. Once we call it by its proper name, mugging, thievery, vandalism, we'll find there are plenty of old solutions on the law books, and it's time, I suggest, that we have the sanity to use them.
Al Capp retired 2 years ago because of emphysema. He died Monday night. He was 70. CBS News continues after this.
Here's how to improve on the traditional 12 days of Christmas. Now you can give the 12 months of Christmas with a gift subscription to Smithsonian Magazine. 12 monthly gift packages of entertainment and pleasure, of ideas and achievements, information and knowledge. Smithsonian ranges the world, delving into science, history, the arts, culture, just about every aspect of the human adventure. Smithsonian is uniquely rewarding, rich in facts and sources, sumptuous in stunning color illustrations. Each article brings out all of the excitement of the subject for lively literate reading. A gift subscription to Smithsonian is only $12 for the year and includes enrollment as an associate member of the Smithsonian Institution. To order, simply call this toll-free number in the continental U.S. now, 800-648-5000. The number again is 800-648-5000, except in Nevada. A gift card will be sent in your name and in time for Christmas. You'll be billed later, but you must order soon. Today, now, Smithsonian, for 12 months of Christmas.
Daniel Tortora says he's a special breed one of about a dozen animal behavioral analysts throughout America. He spoke this week in Hartford, Connecticut, before some veterinarians and said dogs with problems may be the reflections of problems of their owners. According to Tortora, 40% of the cases of canine crazies can be tracked to people problems. And he says dogs could be helped with special psychoanalysis. If the dog is loud on the couch, that is. John Bohannon, CBS News.
Yeah, that's him. He always comes about an hour late on Tuesday mornings because of our big Monday night football game, and that's the case this morning. And how you doing on this Tuesday, the 6th of November? Dave Emmett is our producer-editor. Mort Mortensen is our technician. We got a little light rain out there, scattered over northwestern Illinois, moving east at about 25 miles an hour. The light rain reported in Madison and Milwaukee, light drizzle in Davenport and Burlington, Iowa. So Weather Command says it's going to be showers overnight with an overnight low of about 49, then showers ending this morning, mostly cloudy, turning cooler. We'll have steadier, slowly falling temperatures, probably a high in the middle 40s tonight, Tuesday night, that is, clearing and colder with a low in the middle 20s. Now, that is cold. And the outlook for Wednesday is partly sunny and cool with a high in the mid-40s. But it is November, is it not? It's 53 degrees at both the airports, 51 downtown now. The humidity is 57%, and we have a south wind at 15 miles an hour. Local news on an early Tuesday morning. Although Mayor Byrne was the first from the organization to do it, it didn't take the Democratic Central Committee long to follow, and yesterday they made it official, endorsing Senator Edward Kennedy for president. Why was the machine so quick to throw its support behind Kennedy? Most observers say it was the administration's failure to cut Chicago in on federal patronage jobs, a point which Chairman George Dunn says the president failed to address during his last meeting with him 2 weeks ago.
I related to him that there had been absolutely no remedial action taken since our previous conversation. He just nodded his head and had nothing further to say. So I'm certain that when I made the statement that I would be for Kennedy, it came as no surprise.
President Carter's Illinois campaign manager, Robert Torricelli, was not impressed with the machine endorsement, promising a fight on the precinct level for every available delegate. For the first time in history, as of the 1980 census, whites will be the minority race in Chicago. So ran Monday's testimony from Dr. Philip Hauser as he appeared before a congressional subcommittee looking into the upcoming census. According to Hauser's estimates, only about 47% of the city's population will be classified as white as of next year, while over 41% will be black and nearly 12% Hispanic. While Hauser says that he's seen a definite migration of non-white ethnic groups throughout the city, he warns that there are still large ethnic enclaves here in Chicago.
Yes, very definitely so. Chicago is one of the most patterned cities from the standpoint of concentration of both blacks and Hispanics of any place in the country.
Hauser warns that with the large number of multiple family households, the population of the city will more than likely be undercounted in the 1980 census. Officials of the nuclear power industry are expressing doubt that any nuclear plants in Illinois will be affected by yesterday's surprise ruling from the Nuclear Regulatory Commission concerning emergency evacuation of residents. The NRC announced the extension of a freeze on the licensing of new plants, leaving open the possibility that some existing plants might have to be shut down due to inadequate evacuation procedures. Cindy Blessington is a spokesperson for ComEd.
Right now, Zion is developing a response plan regarding evacuation. We're going to do some studies as far as estimated number of cars that would be using the roads and the number of roads that are available. And we will submit this to the NRC in about 5 weeks. So right now we're still working on that. We'll have to wait and see what the NRC thinks. As you know, this is merely speculation. They have not said, in fact, that they will have shut these plants down.
ComEd officials say the only plant they're really concerned about at this point is the new facility under construction near LaSalle, Illinois. The plant expected to go online in December of 1980, but is yet to be licensed by the NRC. 110 on WBBM, 53 degrees this morning. The suspension of service on the Milwaukee Road Railway was a short-lived one. A federal judge yesterday ordered that service be reinstated on the entire 9,500 miles of the rail system, a move which should be sufficient to keep the line rolling at least through the end of the month. Keith Bromery has a report on what caused the judge to order the tracks be reopened.
The effort was initiated by Congress on Friday, confirmed by President Jimmy Carter over the weekend, and today U.S. District Court Judge Thomas McMullen completed the process by vacating his earlier order, which had allowed the economically troubled Milwaukee Road Railroad to abandon a substantial portion of its trackage. The order by McMullen remains in effect until or unless otherwise amended by the court. Attorneys for the railroad said the company received a wire transfer of $10 million from the federal government under a bill passed by both